a world constantly competing for our attention, how many of us have felt that quiet tug of disconnection? That sense that something important is slipping away while we're lost in our screens? Today, I want to share the story of Ethan, Lisa, and their daughter, Anira. Their journey might feel uncomfortably familiar because it's the story of so many of us. As we follow their path from digital distraction to spiritual reconnection, I invite you to ask yourself, where do you see your own life reflected in theirs? Ethan's day began the way it always did, reaching for his phone before his eyes fully opened. Notifications blinked in the dark. Without a thought, he tapped. Even brushing his teeth, the screen held him. Downstairs, his daughter, Anira, waved a crayon drawing, but Ethan scrolled past the moment. As usual, he is busy on his phone. Lisa, his wife, glanced over from the stove with quiet disappointment. The moment passed, unnoticed, and he left for his work. By midday, Ethan sat at his desk, barely processing numbers, distracted by a video played on his phone, tips for success from a stranger. Evening came with the same rhythm, podcasts and traffic, scrolling without listening, silence heavy in the car. At home, takeout and television. He didn't enjoy the time with his family. Lisa folded laundry nearby and said gently, "You've been a little distant." He muttered back, "Just got a lot on my plate." Anira called, "Daddy, can you read with me?" He looked at the phone, then the hallway, and chose silence. That night, the screen's glow told him everything. 7 hours, 22 minutes. He sighed heavily. On another evening, Ethan is on the couch, phone in hand. Anira approaches, clutching a colorful drawing. Anira walked up quietly, holding a colorful drawing from school. Her voice was bright with pride, but Ethan barely glanced her way. She handed him the paper. He looked at it, really looked. It was a picture of their family. And in the middle, Ethan drawn with a phone in his hand, eyes down. Something shifted. He looked up at her, then back at the drawing. And in that quiet moment, the truth settled in. That was how she saw him. Always busy, always somewhere else. He set the phone aside, reached for her, pulled her close. And for the first time in a long time, he said nothing. He just showed up. The next morning is different. Ethan doesn't reach for his phone. He sits quietly, listening to the morning silence. Downstairs, he sips coffee with both hands, no scrolling. Lisa notices. "No phone today?" she asks. He smiles, trying something new. Later, he walks outside, enjoying the breeze. In the afternoon, he sits with a notebook, his pen moving slowly, thoughtfully. That night, Anira curls up beside him as he reads aloud from her favorite book. Lisa watches from the hallway. It's not just the words he reads, but the way he's fully there. The changes are small at first. Ethan sits at his desk with intention, the phone off to the side. Quiet. His eyes stay on the task in front of him. At lunch, he's fully there, no scrolling, just conversation. Lisa notices and smiles more that day. Later, he and Anira play at the park, tossing a frisbee. It's simple, but it's enough. That night, there's no scrolling in bed, just a Bible, a few quiet verses, and stillness. Peace doesn't flood in all at once, but bit by bit, it returns. Old habits don't disappear quietly. The next day at work, Ethan finishes a project, and his phone buzzes with a tempting notification. His thumb hovers over the screen. He hesitates, then remembers Anira's disappointed face. Ethan locks the phone and places it face down in a drawer. He started taking care of his health. That evening, he suggests a no-phone evening to Lisa. She agrees, and they spend the night in the backyard, laughing and roasting marshmallows. That night, Ethan deletes one of his social apps. It asks, "Are you sure?" He taps yes and means it. Now Ethan moves slower, but more purposefully. He is happy at present, no buzzing distractions. At the farmer's market, he walks beside Lisa and Anira, their hands full of berries and sunflowers, not phones. There's joy again. One evening, he sits by the lake alone, with his journal, his Bible, and the steady rhythm of water. At home, Anira sets the table, Lisa lights candles, and Ethan joins them, fully. No missed moments, just presence and peace. Ethan didn't just change his habits, he changed his posture toward life. Joy wasn't in the scroll, it was in the pauses, the glances, the prayers, the laughter. Behind Ethan's story are timeless principles. Be still and know. Guard your heart. Redeem the time. Cut off what distracts. Practice solitude. Choose what is better. You don't have to abandon your phone, you just need to master it. Let God lead your focus, and the rest will follow. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more biblical wisdom on purposeful living and hit the bell icon for our future videos.